Welcome, Internet. Here we are, A Bowl of Talk, The Walking Dead edition. We're back for
the first time?
Back for the first time again. Just like the name of the episode.
Right.
First time again.
Yeah. Our seventh time.
Well,
no.
Wait.
Not really.
This is different.
This is different.
It's okay.
This isn't the Fear the Walking Dead, because then it would be our seventh time. But this is our first episode recap for The Walking Dead. We did a little preview show, and that was a short little what we're expecting for this season. Now we're here, A Bowl of Talk, Walking Dead, episode 1. Fucking amazing. I really enjoyed it. I am your host, Tarnel. I got my co-host with me.
Sev. Sev's here. Bringing the talk for your ear hole.
Yes.
And Sammy's here for the 7th time, but on a different episode or topic. I'm sorry.
Different series.
Different
series. We love.
Yes.
We're talking. We recap zombie stuff, and this is what we're
Gotta
doing.
love it.
This is what we're doing. Nice and intense. So let's get into it. Whew.
Feels good to
Yes. To finally
have this back after and we did a whole series on our analysis of the spin-off Fear the Walking Dead, and I'll tell you what, it is The Walking Dead.
hell no.
We had 6 episodes of that, and then seeing this episode tonight was like, oh, I'm home now.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. Did you guys feel the same way I did? Well, I'm pretty sure you guys may have as well. Is that okay? Hey, they've got the spin-off of The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead.
Right.
We're gonna have this, to kind of hold us over from our freaking craze that we've already been on with The Walking Dead, and then
it's gonna be that summer zombie filler.
Yeah. I didn't have that.
No.
So thank God summer's over.
Yeah.
And
Summer's definitely done. It's October 11th.
We got this wonderful hour and a half.
I don't know if it was a full hour and a half. I thought it was, but it looks like
you know what? That's what it showed on the freaking.
I think it was
on the thing. So I'll just say
maybe it was okay. But
tomato. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's good. It was more than an hour.
60 minutes and 90 minutes is the same damn thing. So whatever.
Right. However long it wasn't long enough.
It was amazing.
Never.
I could have kept watching.
Yeah, I was almost like, oh, it's over. Damn.
Didn't feel like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
it just kind of blew right by.
Yeah, it is. So here's what I found interesting about this episode, just off the bat. So we left with the cliffhanger of season 5 with Peter slicing Reg's neck. Deanna's husband, gets his neck slit, and you see, Rick's all bloody after beating those 3 walkers that happened to creep in because Gabe didn't shut the door all the way, the gate all the way, and
we were all left with the inclination of who
it was the
was
cliffhanger.
shot
After
Deanna.
Right.
Yeah, did he shoot?
Tells him to do it.
It seemed obvious that it was
Peter,
the porch dick, that was shot.
Yeah.
But
Hashtag porch dick.
Hashtag porch dick.
Porch dick.
Thanks, Talking Dead. But it's
Gotta keep it going.
it seemed obvious, but they never showed it, and
right. So you couldn't tell if it was that he killed him or if he just took Reg out of his misery and made sure he didn't turn into a walker. Because Deanna just looked and said, "Do it," and you're not sure which "do it" she meant.
Right.
And that didn't get answered. But later on, they didn't. Well, here's the thing: it gets answered later on in the episode, but they didn't answer it in the beginning.
No.
They went to that, and they faded to gray. It was gray from the beginning.
Faded to black.
It was gray. Yeah, it was black. It was in black and white. Faded to black, and then you just hear Rick pretty much.
Well, it started off in color and faded to black and white, and then faded to black.
Right.
Like to establish timelines, kind of.
Right. Yeah. You weren't realizing they were establishing timelines,
right?
But then it's obvious.
It quickly became obvious.
They weren't really going to sit there and mull over what happened in the aftermath of that whole scene and more politics and drama of what's going on now in the scene.
And Morgan rolling up.
Oh
with
no!
his bow staff.
It was just like, listen, we got an issue at hand, and we need to handle this issue right now.
And were you guys at all concerned about like how Morgan was going to look at Rick when he pulled the trigger? Because and I was actually concerned about it, but I was also like in relief too that he didn't freak out all that much that he freaking just blew Peter away. You know?
Well, right. I think everyone's at not everyone. The people in the Alexandria are still like, people on the outside.
Wait. How are they?
Yeah. Oh wow, that's descriptive.
Hold on, one more time.
Oh,
God.
The people on the outside.
How do you spell that?
Oh, okay, so thanks. the people on the outside understand exactly like what goes down and what has to be done. And I know even though Morgan is Mr. Zen now, he is
Mr. Zen pacifist.
Right.
All life is sacred.
But you know what?
I wouldn't go as far as to say pacifist.
I don't.
Okay, pacifist may be the wrong word.
He's not up for just taking human life.
Right.
So
he's down to fight, but he's not
down to like just start killing people. Like it's got to be pretty serious. But I don't think he's so far into that mode that he wouldn't understand what Rick was doing and why.
Yeah.
If like here's the problem with so many, like not just this show, but like just shows in general, when you have that whole issue of problems come up, is they have to have the characters explain their actions and stuff of what went down and what led to certain things. Because if you just walk up, you see Rick kill a guy that's not a walker, not bitten. Yeah, that's going to be kind of like, what the hell is this? Regardless if you're heart in battle or not, that's a pretty messed up thing. You know, it looks like just straight up murder, like cold blooded for no reason, no calculate, just like bam. But you go back into him and say, listen, this dude was beating his wife. He was flipped out. He ended up killing this woman's husband, who was pretty much the architect, the engineer, the smartest guy, in the group, who actually was able to build this fortified little community, fortify this planned community into a sanctuary. And now that guy's dead because of Porch Dick right here. Mm-hmm. So if you break that down, it's like, okay, I kind of see why he had to go. Like, he slit this dude's throat open. Now this guy,
with Michonne's fucking sword.
With Michonne's sword. So now this guy's got two mouths because of this asshole. Yeah. So
that was also a huge awakening for the rest of the group too, to finally realize, like, look, okay, we can lay our guard down, but no, we can't. Like, initially they were kind of trying to, like, okay, let's get accustomed to Alexandria, but everybody seemed to have realized, like, okay, we can't. Like, even though we want to, we can't. We need to bring everybody else up to our level.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rick's got to be brought up to speed.
Rick's methods seemed extreme and harsh, and then suddenly they seemed right. But they don't get that, and then finally in that meeting, for the most part, especially for Deanna personally, it was like, no, they're not extreme and harsh. They're completely necessary in this new world.
Right. Because they just got
the rest. I feel like the rest of the town is kind of like also following Deanna's lead and jumping to Rick's way of thinking, but they're not all there, as we saw from.
It's gonna take some.
From what's his name?
From Carter.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's gonna take some time. You can't just expect people to just jump right on board. I mean, that's gonna take an adjustment.
But at the same time, I almost want to say that they were already kind of still backing Rick, because I mean they weren't overly like objecting towards him. I mean they were clearly selling out fucking Carter when he was.
But this is the point though: they're there.
No. That was Carter talking to us.
Yeah, we're talking about the scene where Carter was plotting against Rick and planning to kill him.
There were some objections that I heard.
No, there was.
There was, but those also quickly came after Rick came walking in, and everybody's like, "That's his idea."
True. Too true.
Maybe it mostly was Carter, but I feel like maybe a couple of those people were entertaining the thoughts. Maybe
until Rick walks in with the gun, has Daryl and Morgan with him.
Well, he has Daryl and Morgan with him, but yeah, he is armed because everybody else is armed. But he's not like coming in with guns a-blazing.
No. I mean, but I'm just saying, the guy who just sat there and shot Peter and had no issues about it and took out 3 walkers on his own is now in the room after you just kind of, came through with that. Yeah, we're not really gonna say, yeah, we and him, like, no. Exclude me out this bullshit. That's all this dude right here. So, but, aside from that, the thing is, even though people are, all right, we gotta switch over to Rick's way of thinking, actually being able to, like, be out there in the real world and actually handle it and deal with walkers and deal with people who aren't good, it's going to take a while. I mean, you're talking like roughly 2 years of dealing with BS, dealing with walkers of different amounts, dealing with people that people that aren't good, having to do the governor, the cannibals, the people that Rick and that tried to what was it? Remember the guy that tried to rape Carl? And then those bikers, they had Daryl, and they were beating Daryl's
claimed gang.
The claimed gang, yeah, like those guys, like dealing with them, going through that, the walkers, and then after the cannibals at Terminus.
Terminus, you had the Terminites, you had
then them getting up to Alexandria, like having to walk that way. Like after all this stuff they've been through, like you can't expect everyone at Alexandria to just jump up and catch up to speed with that. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna take some. They're going to have to take some losses. They're going to take some battles before they're on that mode.
They need to recognize the world is a bunch of assholes.
But I think that'll be a little bit faster than what it took, Rick's group, just because of the fact that they already have Rick's group there to actually help them along that.
And that's that's why they brought Rick's group in to begin with, is that they
needed them in the first place.
They recognized that they needed survivors who know how to survive out there.
Well, hell, we even got that guy, what the hell's his name? The one that shot Glenn.
Nicholas.
So you have Nicholas. Really, Nicholas?
His name is Nicholas.
Sorry, that's just...
That's the junkie from Fear
the Walking Dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got 2 Nicks. It's a big world out there.
It's more than one Nicholas and on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. It happens. It totally happens. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
No shit. All right, so we have him, right? And then the biggest statement that Mags makes is like, look, and he made it to oh god, what's her name?
Tara.
Maggie was talking to Tara because Maggie filled Tara in on that Noah's death was Nicholas's fault, and that Nicholas lured Glenn into the woods and tried to kill him.
Right. And that Glenn still saved them, brought them both back. They were both injured, and left it up to Mags to decide whether or not to tell the rest of the group. So she decides not to. Then tells Tara because she needs to be in the know as well, because she considers her family, and again reiterates that, hey, not too long ago you were on the other side of the worst day of my life, which is when Herschel dies.
Yeah,
her
dad.
But then at the same time, already considers her as one of her family members.
Yeah,
and that was just deep.
Right.
To say that hey, they need another second chance. But correct me if I'm wrong. Do you guys not see that sense of conviction within Nicholas to want to change, to want to earn earn his keep with Glenn and the rest of the group?
I see that. I see it.
I'm seeing it.
I mean, like they asked him talking to has Nicholas redeemed himself? 65% said, or 70% said no, and I agree with that. He hasn't redeemed himself, but he's on that path. Like he's legit trying. I think he realizes he wasn't what he thought he was. He needs to step up, and he needs Glenn's and everyone else's guidance to kind of get to the point to be what he thought he was.
Did you guys notice what he told that other guy that was part of the original group, the other new black guy that made it onto the show?
Right. Oh, right. What was his name? Heath.
Yeah. Heath. Where he tells Heath, he's like, "No, you need to trust Glenn. They've been on a lot more freaking runs than we have, and trust me,
they know how to do it.
They know how to do it. Not like how we did it. Not like how I did it.
Right? Yeah. It was. Yeah,
that was something else. Yeah. And Heath looked at him like briefly, and was like, okay, whatever you say, Glenn. If this is what needs to be done, then this is what needs to be done."
I think it was originally like him and that other douche that died that was part of that little group. I don't remember.
Son.
Yeah,
Deanna's son. I can't remember his name right now. But.
That they were kind of like top dogs in that in
but
Alexandria.
only because he was Deanna's son and
Right.
Deanna's son's friend. Nicholas being Deanna's son's friend.
Right.
They were the hardest motherfuckers in the softest community on planet Earth. And
Pretty
so,
much.
and so what happened is that
They were Malibu's most wanted.
right that a group of actual hardened survivors
In the streets of Malibu
rolls into town, and suddenly they're not the hardest motherfuckers on the block anymore.
Right.
And they felt threatened by that.
Come in and they're like,
And they're like, no, this is how we've been doing shit. We're some tough ass G's, bitch. And then they realized one person died.
That's pretty
What's
much
his
what it
face
was.
died because, and he was arrogant and prideful and ultimately scared when, he was faced with real danger. And then the fact that he got scared and he was, arrogant and prideful, he turned that into rage, and that's why he went after Glenn, because he couldn't come to grips to admit to himself that he wasn't the shit. And these people, all these new people were better than him at what it was he thought he was the best at in this community.
Right.
And so
ultimately, yeah.
but now
he was trying to eliminate Glenn to make himself top dog again,
and make himself feel
clearly that
better,
did not happen. Of
No,
course,
and of course that didn't
because
happen.
he wasn't legit.
But now I think he's recognized and just come back down to reality and has let go of those of the pride and the arrogance and stuff.
Yeah.
And is accepting the humility of like, wait, no, I'm not the shit. These people clearly know what they're doing.
right.
And they're not assholes about it either.
Well, that's the best part is that I don't know if you guys caught this little interesting fact. What Glenn said, because Heath is like, dude, are you sure we could do this? Like, I'm not even meant for this kind of thing. And then Glenn responds, bro, neither am I. I used to
I should be
pizzas.
delivering pizzas. We're not.
So
none of us are supposed to.
Isn't
be
that
here.
freaking crazy that we just found out what Glenn used to do then?
Didn't we know that all
I
along?
I don't know
knew that.
if I knew that. I don't know.
I thought like that was revealed in the first season that he was like a delivery driver.
Possibly. I mean,
I don't know if it was specifically pizzas, but I mean,
Well,
I feel
here's
like
the thing. It's been so long.
we've forgotten.
I mean, it was so insignificant. I just know he.
All I remember is him driving freaking fast as hell in that sports car. That's about it.
Wait, Rick was a sheriff before this?
Right.
I don't
No,
remember
well,
that.
you know what it is? Also, if you remember back to season 2, Glenn was that scared dude that really couldn't make stuff happen.
Yeah.
I remember season 1, season 2. Remember there was a time when they went into town. It was Rick, Herschel, and Glenn, and they got pinned down because dudes were firing guns, and that's when they found that one kid. And then remember those other outlaws were like there, and they left. And they abandoned one of their friends because one of the friends fell and got his leg stuck on that fence. And like Glenn was supposed to be covering them, but he really couldn't, and he was all upset and freaked out. Like it was a whole thing that happened in season 2. You don't remember that, Sammy?
No.
It's vaguely familiar.
That's why I'm looking at you with this bewildered face on my
bewildered face.
Face, whatever.
But yeah, and so I just remember Glenn was that guy that wasn't dependable at one time and couldn't really deal with the world. And he's kind of grown up a lot and been embattled. He's had another great story arc where it's just he went from a weak guy and now he's
right.
Well,
That's
he's
hard
a general.
for me to remember because it's like all I can remember is Glenn being the most dependable fucking guy in the world in this zombie world.
Yeah,
it wasn't
because the thing. Well,
He's
think
like
he
the go-to guy.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm sure that like that sounds vaguely familiar, but it's hard to remember that because it's hard to see Glenn as anything but a fucking rock that's gonna get the job.
It was
done.
after that moment because I think he was doing it. It was something else happened after that moment where this change started for him.
Oh, he got laid.
Basically, like I think he really felt bad.
Usually always happens.
No, for real.
It's always a change.
He got closer to Maggie, and then he really was upset. Cause I remember him telling her that he was being upset that he wasn't what he should have been for them at that moment.
But see,
that's starting to sound even more familiar. I can't
that's
remember
a huge difference between Glenn and everybody else, or what sets him aside, even from the new characters that we're going to be meeting that need to be turned around. And case in point with Nicholas is that Glenn has always put forth that effort since the beginning. Even with his initial appearance with Rick, scared shitless, didn't really want to help, but helped anyways. Get what I'm saying? When he was in that tank, he's always shown that aspect of wanting to help and wanting to be better. Whereas with Nicholas, we haven't seen that. Just like as explained by Sev, is like he's always been that fucking top dog in the softest fucking community, and has now been fucking dethroned by these new guys that are really, some supreme badasses.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just that with what you're talking about with Glenn, is that he too was in that point. Yeah, I agree with you on that, but I don't think he was as weak as Nicholas. That's just my.
I dare you to go back and look.
You know what I mean?
No, but I dare you to go back and look at season 2. That's all I'm saying. But
maybe his low wasn't as low as Nicholas.
No, it wasn't as low. But I mean, he still.
I guess Tarnel's saying that that maybe he saw something in him that he could relate to.
Right. Yeah, he absolutely did.
That we're not perfect. Aside from all that, we have our weak moments, and it's how we come back from them that defines us.
Oh shit! Write that down, folks, because we just got some deep shit on this one.
Woo!
That's deep right there.
How many times have you been watching Batman lately? Because that sounds like something straight from the Batman.
That's Batman. Yeah. It's not what we do. No, it's not who we are. It's what we do that defines us. Yeah.
Why do we fall down, sir?
No,
so that we can get back up.
Pretty sure that just came from my brain right now.
From your brain housing group, I highly doubt.
Okay, getting into that the episode.
Oh,
how? Yes,
is that what we're here for?
Yeah, maybe. I want to dig into it a little bit. That quarry.
Oh right.
Flipped me. I was like, holy
I
didn't know what that was.
That. Yeah.
I didn't know what that was. I didn't know how that came. Like the whole thing is question marks, and that was like that gave me this really big sense of, I don't know, like there was like tense and like fear, like, oh shit, like that's bad.
That is a shit ton of zombies.
Yeah, that's really a problem.
Walkers,
and it brought back the level of the walkers are the biggest issue on the planet, because they really weren't for a while. We'll say it was other people, but that level of them was intense. I was like, I didn't know what it was at first. At first, I was like, oh wait, this is the wolves. But then you realize it wasn't the wolves.
Right. Well, yeah, and it was this big mystery of like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, why am I looking at 1 million zombies right now?
Right, and the way because they were jumping time.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure what Rick was talking about. Like, what was the issue? Like, why they had to go? And it was funny.
And you see the two semis wedged together there. And you're like, okay, this is clearly some kind of mission that they're on. Everybody's here and they're armed up. I guess maybe the semis have food and they're going to take them out. But as soon as they drive away with one of them, like I was just running through different scenarios as to what the fuck they were trying to accomplish.
Actually, the only scenario the only thought that was going through my fucking head was, where are the grenades?
Right.
I wish I had grenades. When I saw that fucking quarry.
I don't
know. You guys didn't think that? Like, okay,
no.
We need. I want to throw grenades in this bitch. Like, fuck
There's
that.
There's just not enough.
Holy hell! What else do you guys think would have been a cool?
Well, you just need to firebomb the whole fucking area.
Right. Freaking just light everything up with freaking diesel and.
But you just don't have the ability. Well, the problem is fire doesn't really kill them.
It does.
No.
Yeah.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think that's
They'll just it slows them down, but it doesn't necessarily kill them.
Well, that's true. We did see Pitt's.
It was like season 3 or 4.
It's like, I think when the governor was rolling around somewhere, when there was also the military group.
Yeah.
You're right.
There was Pitts and they were charred. but they were still going.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's
I mean,
true,
it's gonna
the fire
slow.
doesn't-
You're true. But at the very least, it's gonna get the majority of the tendons and the muscles kind of deteriorated to where it's just gonna be the skeletons that are gonna be moving around, and that should be more than sufficient.
But I just want to rewind 2 seconds where you just said it was true, so I'm right, so we're good. The next thing.
Fuck you.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Is that gonna be censored later on?
I don't know. Who cares?
No? Okay, good.
I hope
Fuck
so.
you again.
This is
All right.
God. This is a children's program. You fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But
Damn it.
let's
all watch our fucking mouths.
The thing that threw me off was that there was 2 exits, like the zombies were going in 2 directions, because there was a bunch that were walking up the hill to where the other 2 semis
2
were.
little wedge semis, yeah.
And then there was some that were trying to get out that one. And I wasn't sure if they were being like guided or it was just them just aimlessly walking. Because of course, not knowing what was going on in the episode, my feeling was when I saw the semi fall over, I'm like, did someone do that?
Yeah, yeah, you weren't able to distinguish what were actual walkers and possible survivors. Especially when I saw when we saw the semi fall over, it's like, did the survivors do that, or was that the actual walkers? And then,
Right.
of course, obviously, we were already told that it's
Yeah,
all
then we
walkers.
found out later that was the walkers because the mission was to.
But was that not
Well,
the
it was
gnarliest freaking opening scene? Of,
No.
well, not
Yeah.
opening scene, but
That's an
opening
awesome.
scene of a freaking walker getting fucking just walking through.
Oh, the one that slid through the tight squeeze,
Oh
Yeah.
man, that was
Like,
just
we
like
ripped apart.
ripping
That was-
himself apart to.
that
to
was
get out.
gnarly,
Yeah,
man.
that was a bit
that
much.
was good. That was good stuff.
And then what does he get for his troubles? An arrow in the dome.
Right.
That was great. That was just great.
Yeah, but then so they go into the basic of the basic plan of what has to be done with that place, and
Right.
people are saying, "Oh no," Carter's like, "What? No, fuck this, blah blah blah. I can't." No,
Well,
we're this.
you
And
know
Deanna's
what
like,
was
"Shut
so-
up! No, you're wrong. This guy's right." No, actually, no. Before that, she's Gabriel, and she told Gabriel that he was wrong about Rick and them.
Saying that they were.
Oh, right, Father Gabriel.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
They were about a bunch of wild. No, not wild. What
Just that
what
they
was
were
it?
bad people, basically.
Yeah,
yeah,
just wild
they were going to
just-
lead him down the path of Satan or whatever. Blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
And then
Yeah.
she.
And it's funny because those are a couple like question marks that kind of lingered at the end of the season as far as like Morgan. How's Morgan going to react to rolling up on Rick Grimes?
Rick
Grimes.
Grimes. Rick
Sorry,
Grimes.
I wanted to say Rick
James.
James.
Rick
Bitch.
Grimes, bitch.
Damn it. Rick Grimes. Okay.
There's
Sorry,
gonna be
that
so
was
many
just
hashtags.
that was so hard
Rick
to get
Grimes.
out. Rick Grimes.
Hashtag Rick Grimes.
Sev sucks.
Wow, I'm derailed completely. So, is Morgan rolling up on Rick? No last name needed. And seeing him off somebody, just shooting him in the face. How's Morgan going to take that with his new, like, Zen, peaceful, live and let live kind of philosophy?
With his newly acquired kung fu skills with the staff.
Right. And what's going to be up with Preacher Man spreading all this nonsense about Rick and his group, about how they can't be trusted and blah, blah, blah. And that all just like quickly got all dismissed as Morgan was like, no, we good. You do what you got to do. I get it.
Right.
And, and Deanna telling Preacher Man, yeah, you know what? You're a dick. Fuck off. I hate your opinion.
Right.
And,
Because
that was just like,
I think because
Rick,
she
do
partially,
it. Do what you need to
Well,
do.
not just that-
Shoot that motherfucker.
Well, that
and-
was that. I mean, she told him that after, but I feel like she almost partially blames him,
Blames who?
Gabe,
blames Preacher Gabe.
because he was trying to divide them and like separate from them. And she's realizing we can't separate them. We need him. We need his tactics.
Right.
And
Wait,
fuck you for even making me look to the left on this. So
you're an idiot. I regret ever entertaining your thoughts.
I do like the fact that we got our Tara question answered. Tara wakes up, and Eugene's all happy, and like everyone's like, oh.
That was a fun little reunion with
Yeah.
Tara and the mullet.
But then it quickly went sad because she was like, oh no, Eugene's in here. Blah, blah, blah. Someone get Noah to protect me. It's like, oh.
Because Eugene was getting all weird on her.
Yeah.
Well, not weird. I mean, Eugene's just weird.
Yeah, Eugene is just weird. He was being just weird and
She was
friendly.
just being comical.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's okay.
But it's like, oh, that's right. You've been unconscious for a while. Yeah, Noah's dead.
So how do you guys feel about...
Do you think she... Well, she already knows that Noah's dead.
Well, yeah, there was that whole scene that we talked about earlier.
I know. It's late. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, no. That's when she found out that Noah was dead, and then later on, Max explained more to her. So what do you think about the difference between Daryl and Rick on New People?
Well, Rick's like, we good. Because, again, what he spoke to Morgan is, I don't take chances anymore.
Right.
And I wasn't too sure what he meant on that. And then I realized that they were locking up Morgan, like, I guess, in his own house or something. Kind of quarantining him because he's new, I guess.
Right.
And it's kind of like this whole, I'm not taking, I don't take chances anymore. And, Morgan's like, yeah, no, I get it. That's fine. But that also speaks to later on when he says no more new people, it's because he doesn't take chances anymore. And every time you bring someone new into the group, you're taking a chance on them. And, it's fuck the unknown. The unknown needs to die as far as Rick is concerned.
Yeah. And with Daryl has just barely been fucking... What I guess what am I trying to look for?
Well, he just barely started to find his place in the community because he was going on those recruiting missions with Aaron. Mm-hmm. And that's what you were going to say, right, Sammy?
No. I was
that he was
saying
finding his place.
That,
no.
Well, no. I think it's just the fact that he's already been with the group, and Rick's stance on everything since then has always been, giving chances, helping people out. And always accepting new people into the group. So Daryl, seeing that side of Rick, he's already been accustomed to that. So now, seeing Rick's stance on not wanting to take chances, it's kind of like throwing a wrench into the whole, I guess, system that they've already established, to where it's like, okay, I thought we were taking chances on people. Now you don't want to take chances on them anymore.
Rick used to be about doing the right thing.
Right. Well, and it's not necessarily not doing the right thing by not taking chances, but it's just that he is more apprehensive about it. Daryl is just kind of needing to catch up on that at the same time. And the reason why I think he ended up saying, like, hey, you asked me what I want, what I thought as far as, letting people in or whatnot, is that, of course, the workload that they're there. I mean, it's a bigger community. It's going to take a lot more people to sustain a community of that size.
And that came up conveniently as they were building those walls outside to kind of guide the herd.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, see everybody here working together like a big happy family, getting shit done.
There's not enough of us.
There's not enough of this. Yeah, we need more.
We need more.
Right.
But you know what?
And it's
passive aggressive. It's your call, Rick.
Yeah, it's your call, Rick. But we couldn't have done this by ourselves.
Right.
And it's a double-edged sword, obviously, because it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I would say continue to take those chances. Continue on doing the recruiting missions.
You kind of have to.
Yeah. Well, don't have.
Well, you don't have to, but I mean, there's strength in numbers.
Right, but at the same time.
Well, let's think about this. Aaron doesn't recruit them. The same scenario breaks out with that semi falls. What happens to Alexandria? I mean, we don't know what's going to happen to Alexandria now,
right?
With the way it ended. But
okay,
I mean,
so
with that problem going unchecked, that herd that they needed to steer away from Alexandria,
right, goes straight at them, and no one there is prepared to deal with any amount of walkers.
Right. So I mean, I get the recruitment process is going to be put on hold in order to eliminate the quarry.
No,
dilemma.
what I'm saying is,
at the same time,
you can't eliminate recruiting because they don't recruit. They're just pretty much it was almost like the inevitable is Alexandria dies. At least now that because Aaron decided to take a chance to recruit them,
Right.
that Alexandria actually has a chance.
Right.
True.
But Rick's point is that, yeah, I'm all you need, bitch. You found what you need. You can stop looking.
I don't think that's his point. Obviously.
Well,
but I think the point that he's trying to make across is
actually, no. I think his point is, I've found what I need. A safe place to raise my daughter. We good. Rick's very much in a selfish mode of he's not taking any chances,
and rightly so.
And everything is personally motivated, in a sense.
And rightly so, because of everything that has already gone on. I mean,
right.
Having to deal with Shane, having to deal with the death of his wife, having to deal with the death of Herschel, having to deal with other deaths within the group that have just freaking gone to the wayside. It's just, It's been one thing after another, after another, after another.
They thought they found Beth, and they didn't, because that was the whole police thing.
Right, and then they find Beth, and then they're actually going to make the exchange, and then all of a sudden, bam, they freaking lose her right then and there.
That was the other thing that happened last season. Messed up. I was trying to figure, there was another group of people out there. That's right, it's the police officers. What do you guys think about the whole scene? I know Sammy had mentioned... had looked at me, and because they were trying to dig a grave for Peter there, and he's like, no, we're not burying.
We don't bury killers in our walls. And Morgan tried to turn to him and be like, well, you're a killer, Rick. I'm a killer. But the thing that you said, Sammy, on that was, they
don't do it to their own people, man.
Right. Yeah, we don't kill our own. We're not doing it like that. So, I'm killing, but I'm not within the ranks like that. Right. So, out.
Yeah.
But, it's all
relative, man.
Relative.
So, but then you see how they happened upon the rock quarry.
He killed Shane. I mean, it had to be done, but I mean, he killed that. Shane was part of their group.
Yeah, but Shane was already going to kill him.
It's true.
Yeah, that was true.
And was going to try to take control of the rest of the group in a negative. Well, who knows?
What's Rick trying to do right now? He's trying to take control of the whole Alexandria group.
In a negative way.
Not in a negative way. He's trying to help everybody to survive. But then again, at the same time,
I feel like
doing it beforehand. Right.
Yeah. I feel like he also kind of used a lot of them as expendable. You know what I mean? All the new people, the Alexandrites.
Maybe, I don't know.
If they, and he was willing to let them die, like when they were building that wall, and
some walkers came up.
Well, there was.
I don't think he was willing to let them die.
No, I don't either.
No, I think he was using it as a training.
Yeah.
Yes. But look, it was what's his face, dickhead that we don't like. I can't think of his name.
Carter.
Thank you. Carter and like somebody else, maybe like one or two other people there, and they were coming, and it's like, use your shovel. And they like dropped their shovels or dropped everything. And, they were like ready to do fisticuffs.
Yeah, but that wasn't him like being, but I don't think
because he was the one that told him to get in there.
Yeah.
Told who to get in there?
Everybody else. He's like, okay, let's go.
No.
Yeah?
Yes,
he held them back.
No, initially,
to let them fight
it wasn't until... I think Morgan stepped in.
No.
Somebody stepped in first. Then he was like, okay, yes, Morgan rushed first.
No, it wasn't.
Somebody rushed first, and then Rick reluctantly was like, okay, yeah, let's do this.
No.
Yes. Oh, my God.
You have two people here telling you you're full
and
of
you're
it.
Both idiots. I'm going to go back to the tape. I'm going to justify myself. And/or I'm gonna look like an asshole. But
okay. You're already looking like an asshole, so you're not gonna redeem yourself. You're wrong. We're right.
You know what? Can we just pause it and take a look at the tape real quick?
Sure, fine.
We'll be right back for you in no seconds.
All right. So we're back, folks, and upon further review.
Me and Tarnel were right. Sev was fucking wrong, and he keeps on saying that he wanted to clear up a debate. There was not going to be a debate. Me and Tarnel already knew we were right. The only one that was going to be debating was going to be Sev.
Don't you love how gracious a winner Sammy is?
Yes.
Oh, it's not a matter of being a fucking gracious winner. We just know that we're fucking
So
right.
what happened is...
So, yeah. To break it down, Rick holds them off. Whenever you're done, Sammy. We'll wait for you.
If you guys could see Sev's face right now. It's fucking great when you prove him wrong.
Hashtag annoyed is what I would think for Sev right now. Hashtag annoyed. Part of it is Sammy's
that's
laugh.
karma.
You wanted to do this.
Well, yeah. I didn't want Sammy to come bring back food because we took a break and he can't stop eating.
There's that also.
But
so the group comes in. Wait, hold on. Okay, so the group comes in.
They're building the thing. Rick sees some walkers and he's like, "Oh no, wait, hold on. They need to learn how to do this." And he's like, "Hey, Carter, and random extra, use your shovels, you know." And they immediately drop everything in their hands, and Carter's like, "Help me! I don't know what to do." It's like, I just told you what to do. And then
they weren't fighting back. They
weren't fighting back. They were very pathetically. They were just kind of in a
zombie food,
in a
food.
shoving match.
Yeah, they were like pushing them back.
And then
trying to take out the head.
And then
what does Rick say?
Well, first we see Morgan move towards the group, and as this happens, we hear Rick say Morgan at what sounds like go.
What sounds like go?
Yeah. Could have been no.
We replayed we replayed that scene.
I said, Sammy, turn on the closed captions, and he's like, I got your closed caption, turns off the TV and just proceeds to laugh for the next 5 minutes.
No, he said that was go. That was clearly Morgan.
No, it was probably go. But
no, it was clearly go.
No, it was clearly go. Not maybe. He says Morgan go, and then Morgan goes.
He's pissed because
and then the next thing we see is Rick upset saying "damn it" to himself,
right?
And then charging in. And so originally I did not hear that go, and so all I saw was Morgan going and Rick saying "damn it," and then rushing in. So that's what.
Which is what we were trying to convey to you in the beginning.
Right.
That, again, he sends in his people, and you see the next scene where he's frustrated because the Alexandrians don't even know how to fucking defend themselves.
Right.
Yeah, he thought that was a teaching moment, and it kind of failed, and they could have possibly lost people in the process. So Rick was pissed about that.
So again, for like the 8th time, Sev, you're wrong.
Okay.
Christ. All right. Anyways. But what I want to talk about was, once again...
We're not going to be able to move on.
We're not. Anyways.
Yes,
because
we are. Yes, we are.
Fucking kids, as they find Alex... the reason why they found the rock quarry in the beginning was they were burying...
fucking kids.
Rick and Morgan were
kids.
burying Reg out in the woods.
Not Reg.
Reg, I'm sorry, Peter.
Porch dick,
yes.
Hashtag porch dick.
Yes. And
was a family man who we kind of forget this. He was a terrible human being, but he did leave behind a wife and a son.
No, 2 sons.
Oh, was it 2 sons?
Yeah,
he had 2 sons?
He had 2 sons.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. We only really saw the one son in this episode.
In this episode, we saw I think the older son.
Yeah.
No, we saw the younger son, but he was kind of like in a back shot.
Yeah, but I mean
the older son was featured. Heavily.
Yes.
Right. So he's following them out to the woods, and he's kind of luring them in the background throughout a couple different scenes. You're kind of like, huh? Well, because like when they see the shot of Carl and Ingrid kind of talking to each other, he's in the background, like off in the distance, looking at that, and then you see him in the back behind the bushes when they were talking about whether or not to bury Peter in the yard or not. And Deanna says they're no buried outside.
Nah, fuck that guy. throw
So
him
he
somewhere else.
follows
Let
them.
the trees have him.
So as they're digging a grave.
She's not hating much.
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
as they're digging the grave, Carl tells Morgan to stop, chill. Do you hear that shit? And they kind of go over the edge, and they see. That's when they see them come up on the walk quarry. But as that happens, the kid is like following them, unbeknownstly, and is getting chased by walkers that are out there. He trips, and you see.
No, he doesn't trip.
Yeah.
Well, he
does trip, gets back up, and I mean that they don't catch him when he trips, but he trips. They get close. He's running.
He gets up, starts sprinting without really seeing where he's going.
And he's about to run right down into the walk quarry, but
he gets tackled by Rick. Was it Rick?
Yeah, Rick comes across and tackles him from the side. He keeps him going down.
And the two followers, the two walkers following him, just immediately tumble right off.
There was a few. There was two. There were like 2 or 3 there was 3 that
initially fell over.
Fell over. Rick shot 2 more, and Morgan took out the rest. I think it was like 1 or 2 more that Morgan took out.
He was like bow staff, and like knocked one of them off.
Yeah.
So how do you guys think? Do you think it was all right the way Rick handled his communication with that kid?
Yes.
Yes and no. I mean, yes.
Because obviously, Mom.
In that moment where they were, what was going on. Yeah, dude.
But did it make sense what the mom said though?
Completely.
Like, yes.
Also,
she's like, no, they're both right.
Right.
Like that's the one thing where they're both right. Like in the moment, in that time, Rick was going to say was going to, and like especially
you have to get a control of him because he's obviously out of control.
Right. And all his angst, and he's upset, and his
and is going to get himself killed.
Right.
Or
But at the same time, he can't be hearing that kind of stuff from Rick because of the circumstances?
Yeah, because this is coming from the person who killed his father.
Gotcha.
Right.
And, yes, he had it coming, but I mean, to his son, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, you killed my dad.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's one of those things where the only thing, the main thing he needed to hear from Rick was, and from everything, because his mom can't say, well, he can't hear nothing from you. He's out of the wall and does not know how to present himself. You will be down to only one family member if you don't get if Rick doesn't get a handle on this right there in that moment. Right. He has to sit there and get in his head. You should not go out beyond the walls because you cannot survive beyond the walls. So I know, okay, get it. You want to see where your dad was buried. It's all about your dad. You're not really thinking clear. You're most likely still in fucking grief mode because this seems to be a day or 2 after your dad got shot. So
yeah.
So clearly, I can get where the kid's kind of coming from, but yeah, he doesn't need to hear it from Rick. But ultimately, what was said in that time needed to be said.
And I think if anything, Rick needed to hear that from the kid. That he was like, I just want to know where my dad's buried. Right. Because Rick didn't want to bury him. He was just like, fuck this guy. Let's just toss him out. But it was kind of like...
it reels his humanity back in.
Yeah, a grounding moment for his humanity where it was like, you know what? I can't just steamroll this whole community into just, like come to my way of thinking. These are all people with... relationships and their community. He also, if he wants to take control, he also needs to be a human and win over the hearts and minds of them as well. He can't just...
Now, is it just me, or has there been more more instances within just this one episode that there have been kind of like some grounding moments for Rick? Like I thought there was first off, just having to meet up with Morgan on that occasional basis already, and Morgan already telling him like, hey, it's nice to see you again for like the first time.
Hence the title of the episode, First Time Again. Right. Because and that really does make sense because they were both in 2 entirely different places when they first met up. And then they were in slightly different places when they met up the second time in the Clear episode. Right. And now they're both in really entirely different places now that they're actually united together. Excuse me. And it's not in the sense of, well, we're just taking off. We're not really connecting. I know I see you for a little bit. We're leaving. And see if you can catch up with me later here at this spot. Now they're like united. He's been on the hunt for Rick this entire time, caught up with him. Now it's like,
Yeah, and they both have had severe and enormous losses.
Not losses, and who knows? I mean, we've seen all of Rick's battles. We don't know what the hell.
Morgan
had seen and went through,
right?
Outside of losing his son to his wife,
right?
Losing his wife and then losing his son to his wife,
right?
And when we see him in clear, we already know that he was kind of like almost in that same spot that Rick was at when he was at the jail. You know, supposedly receiving those legitimate freaking phone calls.
Right.
Remember when he just lost it? When he
he was out of his mind for a minute.
They were both already out of it. So we know to what extent they lost it. We see how Rick came back. We just don't know how Morgan came back.
Right. But I think Morgan has come back more.
You think more so than Rick?
I think so, because Morgan appearing, you know. Rick has turned into, he's gone past being insane and like seeing visions of his dead wife and, you know, like that kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. But he's gone into full on
aggro.
Yeah, full on I don't give a fuck survivor mode. Kill every motherfucker that isn't me or that I don't know, you know. Mm-hmm. Shoot first, fuck questions. And Morgan reappearing is bringing him back to helping him to recognize, hey, maybe take it down a notch. You're in a safe place right now. I mean, don't be as soft as these people, but I mean, you can take a little bit of the edge off, you know, and calm the fuck down.
So kind of like saying knowing how to turn it on, turn it off type deal thing.
Sort of, but I mean, ultimately,
burying that body instead of just like, you know.
Yeah, because we already seen how Morgan reacted even with those wolves, you know, those wolf members. Where they attacked him, but yet he was clearly able to freaking fend them off, beat the crap out of them,
and
leave them unconscious, but
not
kill them. He locked them in the car, honked the horn. I almost felt like it was for, you know, at the time when I saw it, I was kind of thinking that, okay, that's just going to be for walkers to come by and let, you know, fate, what have it with fate, let fate have, you know, to deal with them.
Fate.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
But then we found out.
But we clearly know now that wasn't the case. It was to signal on, you know, his other group members to come over and rescue him and whatnot.
And also the horn was used to see if there was any walkers in the area, so that they would be okay.
True.
Yeah, but this ultimately goes to show that, you know, you can all have some bad stuff happen to you, but it's just kind of the path you take on your road to redemption. Like, you can go and just like, it's a brutal world. It's cold. And there's not many people that are living, and the wolves that aren't living that are walking around are trying to eat you. But that doesn't mean you have to lose who you are as a person.
Right.
And whereas Rick's like, this is the world we're in, and this world is changing me. It has changed me, and
because Rick was just basically turning into like a feral animal. Yeah. Like that's the path that he was going towards.
Yeah, when you rip somebody's throat out with your bare teeth, that kind of tends to happen.
Right. But that's the point. That's the point.
That's not exactly a gentlemanly thing to do.
Yeah, that's just not. That's not even if you're an aggro dude, ripping someone's neck out.
So
pulling a walker move when you're not a walker is that was deep. That when I saw, I was like, you're supposed to be dead when you do that. But anyways, so what do you guys think about Abraham? And Sasha, because Sasha, interestingly enough, is like good now.
She seems to have turned a corner in her life as well.
She seems good because it was interesting because Abraham asked her, "Are you going on this mission because to die?" And she goes,
Did we even see her kind of regain herself? I mean, did we see
that
in the season finale? Did she...
No, we didn't. They didn't show
I remember her sleeping with corpses.
Right.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
That's the last thing I kind of remember her with her journey.
Didn't she have some kind of interaction with Gabriel as well, or was that?
Oh, no, yeah. After the whole thing with Rick happened, when they realized the walkers were in, because he was the one that was supposed to shut the door. I think she pretty much bum rushed him inside his little living area and had him on the ground. Like, she did that, but there was, I don't know if there was a real redeeming moment that they showed. It's just when she turned the corner, it's just now her corner has been turned, and She's good.
She's living on the bright side of life.
All right.
And then Abraham is, I don't know. He needs to hook up with Rosita again or something because he seems to just give zero fucks right now.
Well, remember, man, he lost his freaking fam. He beat the shit out of
Eugene.
A couple of dudes. Well, not just Eugene, but prior to Eugene.
Where did we leave off with Abraham? Like in the finale?
The finale, he was there.
He gets in the car with Sasha.
No. She was last season. Last season. Okay,
so where did we last leave off with him?
Remember, they were in the construction area. Well, they were grabbing stuff from the mall that wasn't finished to build more wall pieces or whatever.
Oh, right. And
then there was dudes that were like, walkers came up, and there was dudes that were like, we're just going to bail on this chick. And he was like, no, fuck that. And he was strengthened up, and then one of those guys was like, I can't do this. He needs to be leading the group to go get stuff.
Right. He ended up earning everybody's respect on that.
Yeah,
that's what
because they left her for dead, and he was like, "No, fuck this." And then they left him for dead.
Right. I think he did put somebody out for that.
Yeah, I think so. And because he had called out to somebody for help, I think, or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess where we last left off, I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember him even being there when Rick freaking blew Peter's brains out.
I don't remember if he was right there or not.
Because that's what he said. He's like, I still have fucking parts of Peter's brain still stuck in my ear.
Yeah, I feel like most everybody was there when that went down, except for like Daryl, Aaron, Morgan.
I think everyone was invited to that meeting except for Rick. He just kind of crashed that party.
Right.
And
rightly so. But
I mean, I think he ended up crashing it after he realized, oh crap, there's walkers here, and he killed three of them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was a problem. There was that. What was the next thing I was looking at here?
Oh, here's a side note. So do you think we're gonna get a Rashon going on, or are we gonna get a Moshon, like with Morgan and of course Moshon?
No. I think Morgan's trying to.
You can't say.
I know.
You said Michonne.
I know.
Like merging Morgan.
No. I think Morgan's looking at Carol. And
well, I don't know about romantically. I mean, he obviously has her. And by the way, Carol, it's always fun to see Carol in her deep cover.
She's awesome, dude. Like, golly, man.
Oh my God, I'm terrified. I'm absolutely worried about this. This is a scary thing. Like,
that was so awesome how, he was describing the situation. It's like, oh my God, this is just terrifying. What do you think we should do about this?
Yeah.
Kind of like, perfect, like, softball back to Rick. Oh my. Whatever shall we do?
For whatever reason, I don't buy the fact.
Does anybody have a good idea?
Well, not just that. Like, I don't buy for a second that terrified her.
No, it did not.
No, she already knew what the fuck had to happen.
It's not even that. I think she was down to go out there and try and fight them all.
Oh, fuck yeah.
She
said that just to set up Rick's plan. Right. Like, it was just like, oh, this is terrifying. Oh my God. If only someone had a brilliant plan to defeat this.
Rick?
Anyone?
You know what? Just last season,
anyone that just happens to be a sheriff prior to all this going down. Yeah. Do we have somebody like that here with us today?
Right.
Could it be you? No. Rick, didn't you used to be a sheriff?
I mean, I don't really know.
Don't you have the experience to do some kind of things like this? Yeah.
Last
season,
cookies.
She was just awesome. To be able to freaking just... Dude, carry that heavy burden. And I think everybody knows what the hell I'm talking about as far as that heavy burden.
Look at the flowers.
Yes.
Oh, what? The killing
kids.
her? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, why'd you bring it up? We were trying not to bring it up.
And then her badassery by freaking camouflaging herself with the walkers by just, covering herself with walker entrails.
Oh, and saving them at Terminus?
Yeah. That was just... That's some Black Ops shit done by fucking...
Yeah,
when she was on the outs.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, good times.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah.
Did you like Eugene when those three new characters returned finally? And Eugene, they're like, "Who are you? Where's Holly?"
Oh yeah.
Goes, "Who are you? I don't know you. I'm not letting you in."
There were a lot of great funny moments in this episode, and
I just like
most of them revolved around Eugene.
Yeah, he goes, well, they told me to leave. And she said, I think she ignored me. She said, which was what I should have done to her. She was supposed to be back in 2 clicks, and now it's been 5 clicks, and she's not back yet.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting because... Ticks. Yeah, sorry. But I didn't get everyone's name with that group. Heath, of course, was the dude with braids. The girl said she was Anna. I didn't get the bald black guy's name, though. I forgot his name.
Out of all of us here, you should have been the one to catch his
I
name.
missed it. I asked, what was his name? And then no one decided to rewind the DVR, Sammy.
It's not as if you didn't have control of the fucking remote control as well.
I did not. I clearly didn't because I don't have his name, do I?
You could have asked for it.
Do I?
You could have asked for it. You could have said it. You could have said it. You could have asked.
Do I?
Do we need to pause this?
We could pause it and we could just go and look at his name.
No, that's all right.
All right, then fuck you.
I don't need to be proven right.
There it is.
I don't need to be proven right. I'm good.
Oh, whatever.
All right.
Yeah. So I just love that whole moment. He's like, "How do I know you're not going to kill me?" I'm not.
But yeah.
Yeah. The longer you make it real here, I'm inclined to beat your ass.
Yeah, beat your ass.
And it was weird. I almost thought I saw somebody like way off in the distance when he was saying that. I was like, and I thought Eugene was gonna look back at that because it looked like maybe it was a walker, maybe it was just nothing. But it looked like way off in the distance, like on the horizon of that road, like there was something going on in the background there. I was like, oh.
It was probably somebody laughing their ass off when they heard that. I don't know, maybe.
Or just some random person.
Just some random person that we just saw. It's a great funny moment.
But that was interesting. And then he was like, "So anything actually happened?" It's like, we had a meeting.
Anything happened in the meeting?
You might want to ask Deanna about that shit.
Just to get it
from the horse. Straight from the horse. Horse's mouth.
From her mouth.
From her mouth, the horse's mouth. Like, wait,
you get it right?
Because she's the horse, and the mouth is what you listen to.
Yeah. I was like, oh man.
But yet, it's great to know that there's somebody else that appreciates the hairstyle.
I like her
hair game.
Hashtag hair game. I was good to see that they had somebody from that group kind of involved heavily from that trio in it. Right. So
did it feel like he almost was like, oh shit, you're lumping me in with that mullet? Fuck, maybe I need to rethink my hair.
Yeah. Hashtag hair game.
If this is if I'm getting respect from mullets. But yeah. Another great moment was the Michonne and Morgan talking about the protein bar.
Protein bar.
That was classic. That was awesome.
I swore there was like
I had one more. No, I had one more peanut butter protein bar.
It's always that one. Everybody always thinks that there's one.
That's the thing about life nowadays.
One more peanut butter bar.
You always think you got one more peanut butter.
That was ridiculous.
That was just as funny as when we proved Sevio wrong.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
So that does it for this episode.
Well, a couple more things about that. Well, first, for some reason, I just didn't see how that plan was even working of keeping all the walkers on the road. Like, that sounds like such a difficult task.
You know what?
Although I did I did like, though, part of that, the whole little battle that Nicholas, Heath, and Glenn had with that little walkers in that shop, that little small battle.
Oh, yeah.
They had to keep from distracting because they didn't want them to hear the walkers inside that shop.
Right.
So they were like, all right, fuck it, fine, let's open this door. That door, where there was just another roll-up door behind those doors. So they had to break the glass and, to get those walkers out. And
what did they do?
That was them fighting and shooting and stabbing.
Wow.
My sound effects is on point, son.
No
and
shit.
So
clearly it is.
Dude, whenever they need somebody in Hollywood, we need sound effects done with the mouth.
You're like that guy from Police Academy.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
He's able to do shit with his mouth.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tarnel,
don't you wish?
Oh, don't worry. I don't wish. You just made it abundantly clear to everybody that's listening right now.
Mouth game's on point. Women know what's up.
Sure.
Is this like the
Here you go.
How do I make girls like me? You have to find the clitoris. Chef, what's a clitoris?
Jeez.
Anyways.
Okay.
Hashtag find. No, I missed.
Hashtag mouth game. Did we already say that?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, that's it's terrible, by the way. Hashtag terrible.
But yeah, I thought that was so the Eugene moments were good, but I just wasn't seeing how that was all going to work.
What I want to know is gonna work? What exactly the final step of the plan was. It seemed like they were just going to cut them loose.
They were
in a certain direction and just hope they just keep roaming that direction.
They were gonna set them off.
I thought that they were gonna gather them all together at some point farther away
to another cliff.
Off another cliff, and then just burn them all or something.
Or just here's a waterfall, go follow that and just go down. Because it was weird. It was weird to me. I'm like, how do you get them to not follow you back to base camp?
Right.
It's like, okay, everyone on foot can get away with it, just hide behind the trees, whatever. But it's like, as far as
I guess they would have to just haul ass beyond 3 miles per hour. Yeah. And go way out of distance of them, and then turn around, not the same road, but take different roads back around.
And they were going to allow the walkers to just roam. And they said, and that's what they mentioned, is that they were going to take they were going to get caught up in different ravines, different roads, and just be dispersed 20 miles away from Alexandria.
Yeah, I guess my worry when I heard that plan was, what if they just turn around? They're dispersed. Now you have all those walkers out, and how do you not get another herd just
ultimately
walking up to you?
Well, that plan was all shot to hell, as we all know at the end of the episode.
I was waiting for something like that because I was like, this episode is going way too smoothly.
Right there, that's mouth game right there on point. That there is fucking better sound effects than your shit.
Listen, if you needed me to do the horn, I could have, but I have to host. So, what?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Hashtag horn game.
Hashtag horn game. Hashtag host game. Hashtag all the game.
Hashtag no game. But, okay. There we go.
No, so I was like, this episode everything's working according to plan. Everything's going too smoothly in this first episode. Like, something's got to fuck up at some point.
Going without a hitch, except for the one hitch of Carter getting his face bitten off.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. You know what was funny?
I was like, how the hell did you not get away from that walker? Like, it was just weird to me that I'm like...
that guy's just... It's like that conversation that Rick had with Morgan, where it was like, I wanted to... When he had the gun on Carter, when he was plotting his evil assassination plot... and
he was like, moment. Did you hear that? I did not hear anything. I mean, no, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
You heard everything. No, I didn't.
He's great. His delivery on everything is amazing. But the conversation he had with Morgan about wanting to kill him, recognizing that Carter does not belong in this new world. Like, he's not fit to live in this world. He's a danger and a liability and just doesn't belong. But he was ultimately came to the realization that
you don't have to kill him.
Yeah, I don't have to do this because people like him just plain don't survive.
Right.
But it also kind of sucks now because, we all found out that he was, well, not necessarily Reg's, right-hand man, but
that's true. He was the next best engineer.
He was the next best freaking architect that they had, man. And now
so it's the two smart people are
don't have shit.
Well, who knows? Okay, he was right-hand man. Hopefully, there was somebody else there that was paying attention to this shit.
No. Noah. Remember, Noah was trying to learn. He was trying to be an apprentice.
Yeah.
And
you know what? This is a lesson for everyone. Don't try to learn shit. Don't learn no good skills that'll help build walls.
Like English, don't learn no good skills.
That's what I'm saying. See, I'm going to live.
Hey,
I'm gonna survive up in this bitch with my lack of knowledge.
Spoke, okay.
Oh, goddamn.
Mexicans love their education.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we take Spanish and get a B.
Wow. So it was. What the other thing that sucked was
Cheech and Chong.
Michonne.
I know.
We know. We're ignoring you. Michonne and Morgan heard him saying the whole spiel about I wanted to kill him just for everything, but like you said, it'll just happen just because of who he is, and then the fact that everyone they saw him kill him because he had but they understood they didn't like it because they almost felt like.
And they took a moment of like, man, that sucks. Especially Morgan. It's like
because I think it was part of it.
I get it.
That almost
but I mean,
felt
still
like,
sucks.
Well, no, I think it also because I think it was part of it like, oh, Rick just ended up doing it because he wanted to anyways. But the reality was, his face was bitten. He wasn't gonna survive because he was gonna either.
And his screaming was drawing away the herd.
Exactly. So
it's funny. I love how nonchalant that little radio conversation went down on the walkie, where they were like, "Hey, what happened? What's that noise? It's drawing him away." And Rick's like, "Oh no,
I took care of it."
No, yeah, Carter got bit, but it's okay. I handled it. He's good now, or whatever he said. But it was like, it's just like. He's just like totally casually saying, "Yeah, like, no, Carter's gone. Don't worry."
He was. I handed him that, and that's why Michonne and Morgan are there like the whole time, like, "Fuck, Rick." Oh, I think they would.
They get it, but they don't think anybody else is going to get it just as
well
as they
do. But they take time to register that somebody just died. That they just lost a life right here. Rick has already moved past it,
right. Yeah. And the other thing is, I think they would have wanted somebody besides Rick to have handled it. Yeah, because it almost feels like Rick just went back to what I wanted because he said he wanted to kill him anyways. Mm-hmm. So this is just him doing it. But I mean, but
it's only because of the fact that he expressed it that they.
It's total purpose behind it the way it happened, but it's just still they're like, fuck, really.
This could come back to haunt him in later episodes where people.
Like, how did Carter go? Oh, yeah, you took care of that. But the thing is Carter was done anyways.
Yeah, but see, nobody was there to recognize that. They could have been like, oh, you took this opportunity to off him. Or you took this opportunity to set him up and get him bit by a walker.
But because that wasn't the case, though, regardless, because he's the one. The case. Well, right. But even on top of that, like, even if they wanted to argue that, everybody there that was a part of it could all say that, well, Carter clearly stated, "I'll take point."
Yeah, he did.
He did, but who was right there in that immediate vicinity? Rick, Michonne, Morgan. Were there other like Alexandria people?
No. Yeah, there was.
Was there?
Yeah, Glenn was there, and so
they went to the Alexandria people that aren't Rick's people.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Glenn was there, and so was Zach. And Heath.
Nick, you mean?
Who's Zach?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Freaking...
Nicholas?
Yeah. Nicholas. And...
right, okay. But they were told to go to the rear.
But didn't Rick say... But Carter said that he would take point. And that's when Rick ended up telling Glenn to go ahead and take rear.
Well, see, again, there.
Everyone's
What's his face said, I'll take point. Rick could have taken that opportunity to be like, okay, everybody else go other ways, and I'm going to follow him, on point. Yeah, I'm just saying there's circumstantial evidence that people could, that there's a potential for like anybody who's not a fan of Rick to kind of throw blame at him.
Yeah, but fuck those people that don't take fan of Rick.
So theories on the horn. On the Talking Dead, they said, who do you think did the horn? Ron, the Wolves, or a new threat? I think it's too early for a new threat, and only 12%.
It's never too early for a new threat. Well,
I think that threat's already been established.
As the Wolves?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think it's the Wolves.
That's the thing. I think it's the Wolves too.
If we hadn't really dealt with, I mean, we've dealt a little bit with the Wolves, but we haven't really met any of the Wolves. Like we haven't.
Two, but not even.
But we didn't even really, we haven't met any of their leaders. Do they even have leaders? How is that whole group run?
It being Ron doesn't make sense unless there's something going down at camp and he's trying to lure them back. But it being Ron doesn't make any sense.
Well, but I mean, that horn never stopped. Even when the episode stopped, the horn kept going.
Right.
And so it's,
you don't know if that's someone
if it
laying
was
on
like
horn or
if it
someone
was
dead
a
on
warning, yeah, I guess it could be that. Yeah, it could be that. I guess was it a car horn?
That I know.
It sounded like a
no
horn from
way.
a diesel.
Yeah.
It sounded like from a diesel truck, and there were still 3 diesel trucks there left back at the quarry.
So you're saying one of those trucks just maybe fell over and just what happens in an accident? The horn is just going off.
Possibly, or maybe said threat, wolves or otherwise, jumped in and was like, "Oh, what the fuck this," because maybe they were planning something with that big herd.
Oh, that was another thought that I had because of how the wolves had set up that one place
with the semis
with walker booby traps.
Yes.
And they were also very keen on the noise, how they got all those walkers back into those trailers with the lights and noises. And so they're very keen on the fact that, you can easily draw walkers with just noisy distractions. Yeah.
Right.
It made me wonder if that whole stockpile of zombies was
partially engineered by them.
Yeah, like it's their own little weapon stash, because they like to use walkers as weapons, it seems.
Yeah.
Right. And now someone just kind of fucked up their cash and they need to get it back.
Right.
But yeah.
But how freaky was that to see that swarm just suddenly
turn into the woods?
Yes.
And now they're
completely disorganized, just spreading massively throughout the.
And they got to outrun. Yeah, I was like, oh fuck.
What?
Yeah,
Shit's going down.
I don't know what that's, and it's so weird that preview that they gave them. I don't know if that means Alexandria's gone already. Because
I don't think it's gone already.
Clearly,
I think people are gonna die, and not just new dickheads like Carter.
So do you think your prediction of episode 3 is gonna switch to episode 2 as far as people dying or someone significant?
I don't remember. Was that what I said? 3?
You said episode 3.
Yeah, you said by episode 3 we're gonna have someone that's gonna die.
What did you guys say?
I said 4.
I thought I said.
You said the mid-season finale would be the first death.
Significant death, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are we anticipating a significant death by next episode?
I'm sticking to by episode 3.
By episode 3, significant death.
Yeah. As in 3 at the latest. It could happen this next episode or 3.
But definitely by 3.
But definitely by 3. I think we're going to have somebody.
This first episode, even though we had Carter die, we all are in agreement.
That doesn't count.
No. That's what I was going to say. We're all in agreement that he had a significant role, but not a significant.
In that episode.
Well, a significant role as far as being a part of the community, being the architect, but not necessarily a significant part of the group,
right?
To where we would consider him being a significant death.
Exactly.
Correct.
He was just a necessary death so that there was death in the episode.
Yeah.
Check.
And I think this may have been the first episode he was actually in. Or was he in?
Yeah, he might have been in various things in season 5. I mean, just minutely in the background.
I don't remember him at all.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I don't either. But I'm saying he's not someone I,
consciously remember.
Right, he's not significant, but it's not to say that he wasn't there in group scenes in the background in season 5.
Check.
So who knows? I don't know. We looked that up, but yeah, I think episode 2. Yeah, I think that's gonna be fucking nuts.
I just think there's gonna be a butt ton of freaking action. I think there's gonna be more chaos. Obviously there's gonna be more chaos. A lot more confusion. I think parts of the groups are gonna be lost. Just because of the fact that they're going to be pinned down by other walkers and stuff. Not necessarily because.
Do you think Alexandria will fall?
No, I don't think it's going to fall in this episode. I think they're going to somehow make a recovery.
What do you think's up with Ingrid? And what do you think JSS was?
Yeah, in that little sneak peek that Talking Dead showed. JSS.
Yeah, it was just her by herself. She thinks she goes to open up this abandoned car. There's this walker there that's not dead yet, so she kills it, and then she's in the car by herself, and then writes in the dirty window back with JSS.
I don't
Just
know.
stay
Maybe
safe. I don't know. That's my.
Jesus saves salads. Just suck sandwiches. I'm pretty sure the last S is some kind of food.
Yeah, judging by the silence, you guys can already attest that we kind of are trying to tune Sevio out, but we just can't.
Jump sour sushi.
And it just keeps going.
Just shitty Saturdays. All right.
Just shut up, Sevio.
That's what it is.
I feel like there should be a U in there.
No,
too.
honestly, I think that's just going to be like maybe her little...
Do you think it's initials, like a person's initials?
I think so.
Is it a note for Carl?
No, hell no. I think that's actually just going to be like a little... where she digresses, maybe, a little bit mentally.
Is this for someone else, or is this just something that she does?
I think it's just something that she does,
like a journal, like a diary.
I think it's going to be the initials of a family member or something significant.
That she's lost.
Yeah.
Huh. We'll see.
Yeah.
All this and more. Episode 2 of The Walking Dead. Yeah. That's
That was horrible.
That was amazing.
The hell voice was that?
I don't know.
Was that your impression of a white person?
That was my morning radio guy.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's better than the southern voice. Fucking voice.
I need a banjo. I need a banjo in the background for that. Anyways, so yeah, that's it for this episode. Next week, we can't wait for that. That's going to be nice and action-packed and just nail-biter. Nice little tense show we got back. Not complaining about shit like we were with the Fear of the Walking Dead, even though we liked it, but it was still like heavily critiqued by us. Yeah, we're back with Rick and company, and this is good. I'm happy. I'm excited. I was really excited about this episode. It was some shit, and we can't wait to do it again next weekend. So, for Sammy and Sev, I'm Tarnel. This is ABowlOf Talk, The Walking Dead edition, and we see you guys next week. Peace.